They thought they crushed you, didn't they? They thought you were broken. They thought you were finished. Every punch, every word, every doubt they hurled at you. They thought it would be enough to silence you forever. They thought they could bury you in the rubble of your own insecurities, bury you in their judgments, their expectations, their sneers. But here you are, still breathing, still fighting, still standing. You've felt it, haven't you? The weight of their expectations pressing down on your chest, the sting of rejection biting at your soul. You've carried those scars, hidden them deep, convinced the world that they didn't matter. But they do. Oh, they do. Every time someone told you that you weren't enough, every time you doubted your worth, every time they left you in the dark, those wounds festered. They tried to drown you in that darkness, to make you question your own strength, to make you believe that you were nothing more than the sum of their dismissals. But I need you to hear this now, loud and clear. You are not broken. They underestimated you. They thought their words, their doubts, their betrayals would be your undoing. But they couldn't see what you are made of. They didn't know that you were forged in the fires of struggle, tempered by pain, hardened by all the times you thought you couldn't go on, and yet, here you are. You are not what they said you were. You are more, much more. You are a force of nature, a storm waiting to rise. And all this time, in the quiet, in the pain, you've been gathering strength, strength they never saw coming. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning. This is the moment when you realize that all those things that were meant to break you were nothing more than stepping stone to your greatness. They tried to break you, but in trying to break you, they only made you stronger. They didn't crush you. They just helped you uncover the strength that was already there, hidden beneath the surface. You've been carrying this strength all along, and now it's time for the world to see it. They never understood what they were dealing with. They thought they could bury you under their doubts, their failures, their expectations. But what they failed to see is that you are made of something far stronger than they could ever have imagined. They failed to realize that your spirit, your will, is not easily broken. It's unbreakable. Your heart, unshakable. And now, as you stand here, stronger than you've ever been, you're about to show them all that no matter what they threw your way, it only made you rise higher. You've been crushed, haven't you? Under the weight of it all, like a stone sinking in an ocean, drowning in its own heaviness. Every day feels like you're carrying the world on your shoulders, and no matter how hard you try, you can't escape it. The pain, the loss, the betrayal, it's all too much. You've been crushed beneath their expectations, their criticisms, their indifference. It feels like the air is thicker than ever, harder to breathe, harder to think. And yet, here you are, still standing. You've experienced loss, haven't you? The kind of loss that leaves you hollow inside, like a part of you was ripped away and you can never get it back. Betrayal, too. Those who you thought would never hurt you, who you trusted with your very soul, turned their backs when you needed them most. And failures? You've known them intimately. The disappointment of trying so hard, only to see it all slip through your fingers, like sand on the wind. Every one of these moments, they leave scars. They tear at your spirit, make you question everything, make you question yourself. But let me tell you this is now. They hurt you. They broke you. They tore you down, but they didn't finish you. You still stand, don't you? You may not feel it now, but deep inside, beneath the weight of everything you've carried, there's still a flicker of light, still a spark of life. The world thought they could break you. The world thought they could make you believe that you weren't enough, that you weren't worthy, but they were wrong. All of it. Every cruel word, every painful experience was just part of the process. You've been tested, yes, but you're not done. You've been pushed to the edge, but you're still here. They didn't finish you. Now let's talk about who did this to you. Who are the ones that sought to crush you? Was it the people who swore they had your back, only to leave you standing alone when it mattered most? Was it the ones who called themselves your friends, but turned out to be the ones who hurt you the most? Or was it the system, the institutions that promised to uplift you but instead shackled you with expectations you could never meet? The ones who belittled your dreams, dismissed your worth, and made you feel small? You know who they are. And it stings, doesn't it, to realize that the ones who should have been your support were the ones who tried to bury you. They hurt you. They made you doubt your very worth. But here's the thing. Those who tried to crush you, who took advantage of your trust, they were never the real enemy. The real enemy is what you believe about yourself in those moments. The real betrayal comes from within. It's when you start questioning whether you're enough, whether you can ever rise above it all. It's that moment when your belief in yourself starts to crumble. But I want you to remember this. You were never defeated. They tried to make you believe you were, but they didn't break you. Now let me take you to that lowest moment. That moment when everything seemed too much, when you felt the weight of everything crashing down and you thought it was over. The moment when you sat in the dark, your soul heavy, and wondered if you could even take another step. The moment when the world felt so suffocating, so unbearable, that you thought you'd never see the light again. And in that moment, you questioned everything. What if they were right? What if you're not strong enough? What if it was all too much? I know that feeling. I know how it feels to have your spirit crushed, to feel like you're drowning and there's no way out. But here's the thing. In that moment of darkness, when you thought it was over, there was still something inside you fighting. Even when you couldn't see it, it was there. You didn't stop, did you? You didn't give up. You kept going, because no matter how much it hurt, no matter how much doubt clouded your mind, there was something inside you, something unbreakable, that refused to let go. And that, my friend, is where your true strength lies. In that lowest point, you thought it was the end, but it wasn't. It was the beginning of a new chapter, where you'll finally rise from the ashes of your despair. You see, the moment of defeat is often the moment when you're closest to victory. It's not the end, it's the turning point. And you are the one who gets to decide what happens next. There's a moment in every dark night, in every crushing moment of despair, when a flicker of hope begins to emerge. It's faint at first, like a candle struggling to burn in the gust of the storm. So small, so fragile, it might almost go unnoticed. But it's there, and when you see it, when you feel it, you can't ignore it any longer. That tiny spark is your soul, refusing to die. That flicker is proof that despite everything they did to you, despite the weight of the world pushing you down, you have not been extinguished. You are still here. And that light, it was always within you. It was never truly gone. Look deep inside, and you'll find that voice. The one that whispers in the quiet moment. The one that refuses to let go of the dream. The one that still believes in your potential. It never left. It just got drowned out by the noise, by the doubts, by the world telling you that you weren't enough. But that voice, that flicker, is the first step toward your awakening. You've carried it all along. What if that spark could turn into a flame? What if it could burn so bright that no storm could ever blow it out again? That's the power within you. That's the strength that you were born with. And now, it's time to fan that flame. They tried to bury you, didn't they? They tried to bury you beneath their doubt, beneath their expectations, beneath their judgment. But here's the thing. They didn't realize that you are not a dead leaf that crumbles under pressure. You are a seed, and seeds grow. No matter how deep they bury you, no matter how dark it gets, you will rise. You are that seed buried in the dirt. And right now, it feels like you're struggling to break free. It feels like the world is pushing against you, trying to keep you down. But remember this, the pressure you're feeling is what's going to make you stronger. The dirt that surrounds you, that's what makes you push harder, dig deeper, reach further. Seeds don't grow in comfort, my friend. They grow in adversity. They grow because they have to, and so do you. You will rise. Now it's time to fight back. It's time to challenge the doubts, the fears, and the pressures that have been holding you down. They told you that you weren't strong enough. They said you'd never make it. But you know better now, don't you? You know that you are more than they ever imagined. It's time to tap into that inner strength. You are not a puppet on string, waiting for permission to move. You are the one who holds the strings. You control your own story. It's time to stop waiting for someone to give you permission to be great, to be strong, to be the person you were always meant to be. The world doesn't grant permission. You take it. The only approval you need is your own. The time has come to refuse victimhood. You have been through so much, but now you see the truth. You are not a victim. You are a warrior. And it's time for you to fight back against everything that tried to break you. You don't need anyone's approval, anyone's validation. You have everything you need to rise. The strength was always in you. The power was always within your grasp, but you had to realize it first. Now that you do, it's time to stand tall and let the world see who you truly are. Enough waiting, enough doubting, enough listening to the voices that told you you couldn't. You can, you will, and nothing can stop you now. From the ashes you rise, like a phoenix emerging from the fire, reborn and unstoppable, you rise. The world tried to bury you. They thought they could make you disappear, that they could break your spirit so completely that you would never recover. But here you are, rising from the depths of despair, stronger than ever before. You are the embodiment of resilience. You are the proof that even the darkest moments can lead to the brightest futures. The climb is not easy. It never has been, and it never will be. Success, true success, requires everything you have. It's steep, the air is thin. It feels as if the weight of the world is bearing down on you, trying to pull you back into the darkness. But you are not fragile. You are made of steel. Your will is unbreakable. And as you climb, as you push forward with every ounce of strength, you will realize this. Each step you take, each hurdle you overcome is making you stronger. The climb is difficult, yes, but it is worth it, and you are worth it. You've learned something crucial along the way. You've learned to dance with failure. Failure no longer has the power to destroy you. It never did. It only has the power to teach you. Every failure is a lesson, a step forward on your path to greatness. It is not the end. It is a beginning. It is a sign that you are trying, that you are pushing beyond your limits. You have learned to embrace failure as part of your growth, and now it doesn't scare you. It doesn't hold you back. It pushes you forward. Each failure brings you closer to the success you've always dreamed of. So don't fear it. Don't shrink from it. Embrace it. Learn from it, and use it to fuel your rise. Now it's time to take control. The power has always been within you, but now you must claim it. You must own it. No one can hold you back except you. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is your own doubt, your own fear. It's time to stop waiting for permission, to stop asking for approval. You don't need it. You have everything you need inside of you. It's time to take the reins of your life and drive it forward. You are the captain of your ship, and the sea, it trembles beneath you. The world may try to throw obstacles in your path, but none of them will stop you. Not anymore. You are the one steering this ship, and it will go wherever you decide. It will go. The world does not reward those who wait for the perfect moment. The world rewards those who take risks, who step outside their comfort zone, who embrace the unknown. And that's exactly what you need to do. Embrace the fear. Step into the unknown. You can't control everything, but you can control how you respond. And it's time to respond with courage, with strength, and with the unshakable belief that you are capable of anything. The risks you take, the steps you brave into uncertainty, will be the very things that define your future. But none of this matters unless you have a purpose. You need a vision, a reason for everything you do. Without purpose, you are just going through the motion. But when you have purpose, when you have a driving force behind you, everything changes. Your struggle becomes meaningful. Your sacrifices become worth it. Your journey becomes more than just a climb. It becomes a mission. You're not here to be average. You were not born to blend in, to follow the crowd. You were born to leave a legacy, to make a difference, to impact the world in ways no one ever imagined. That purpose, that vision will guide you when the road is tough, when the climb feels impossible. It will remind you why you're doing this, why you're fighting. You were born for greatness. You were born to rise, to lead, and to change the world around you. Don't let anything or anyone stop you from fulfilling your destiny. The world is waiting for you. It's time to show up and make your mark. There comes a moment in every battle where you must face your greatest enemy, your own limitations, the fears that have held you back, the doubts that have kept you shackled, the past that has haunted you, telling you that you can't rise, that you can't break free. But here's the truth. These limitations are not who you are. They are not your identity. They are the chains that the world placed around you, the walls it built to keep you confined. But those walls will fall, those chains will snap, and you will soar. This is the moment of destruction and rebirth. You've been through hell, haven't you? You felt the weight of your past, the weight of your failures, the weight of everyone who ever told you that you couldn't. But now, it's time to destroy the old version of yourself. It's time to shed the layers of self-doubt, fear, and insecurity that have been holding you back. The person you were before, they don't exist anymore. You've outgrown them. You've outlasted everything that tried to break you. Now you are something else, something greater, something unstoppable. And from the ruins of your past, you will rise. You will rise with a power you never thought possible. No one can stop you now. The world may have tried to break you, but it only forged you into a weapon of strength. And now that you are fully awake to your power, there is nothing that can stand in your way. The chains are gone. The walls are broken. You are free. And with that freedom comes the ultimate victory. They tried to stop you. They tried to tear you down, to silence you. But they couldn't. They could never break you. They were blind to your power. They didn't know what you were capable of. They underestimated you. They thought you were weak, but you showed them otherwise. Now you are standing taller than ever before, unstoppable, unapologetic, rising with the force of everything that ever tried to hold you back. Now the world will see you for who you truly are. No longer hidden, no longer broken. You are a force of nature, a living example of resilience, strength, and power. And those who doubted you, those who thought you would never make it, they can only watch as you rise. They can only stand on the sidelines and see the power they could never comprehend. And they will never be able to silence you again. You have become too strong, too unstoppable. You have reclaimed your power, and there is nothing they can do to take it from you. So stand tall. Walk forward with unstoppable momentum. The world is yours to conquer, and there is nothing at all that can stop you now. They will try to doubt you again, but this time their words will fall on deaf ears. You are the storm they can't weather. You are the fire they can't extinguish. And now you rise. Your time is now. There is no more waiting, no more hesitating. The world has seen what you can endure. It has seen the depths of your pain, your struggle, and your fight to rise above it. But now the world will see what you can achieve. They've tried to stop you. They've tried to bury you under their doubts and their limitations, but you are still here. And now you are stronger than ever before. You've shed your old skin. You've burned away the past that held you back, and you have emerged unstoppable, unapologetic, and ready to conquer. Your rise is just beginning. The momentum you've built cannot be stopped. Every step you take forward, every action you take from this moment on, will bring you closer to the greatness that was always meant for you. The road ahead may not be easy. There may be obstacles. There may be challenges. But you know now, you are unstoppable. There is nothing in this world that can stand in your way. You've broken free. You've reclaimed your power. And now, the world can't stop you, Kuz. So stand tall, embrace your strength, and move forward with the fierce belief that your rise has just begun. The world will tremble at your presence, for it has seen your struggle, but it will witness your triumph, and no one can take that away from you. Your time is now. It's time to take action. This is the moment you have been waiting for, the moment you've been preparing for without even realizing it. All that pain, all that struggle has led you here, to the edge of greatness. Now you must take the leap. No more waiting, no more holding back. The life you desire is within your grasp. You must take it. The first step is the hardest, but it is also the most crucial. You've spent so long doubting yourself, questioning your worth, but now you know better. You are not who they said you were. You are not the failures they defined you by. You are not the doubts they planted in your mind. You are who you decide to become. You hold the power to shape your destiny. This is your moment to claim it. This is your moment to step into the person you were always meant to be. Every decision you make from here on out is a step toward that future. The world is waiting for you to show up, to step into your power, to become the force you were born to be. So go, step forward, take action. Don't wait for the perfect moment. It doesn't exist. The perfect moment is now. The only thing standing between you and your future is the belief that you can achieve it. And I'm here to tell you, you can, you will. Your time is now. Embrace it, own it, and rise.